Are you tired of sifting through endless health advice that promises quick fixes but delivers nothing but frustration? Welcome to the Anti-Macro Podcast, the go-to place for scientifically backed yet digestible health and fitness wisdom without the fads or gimmicks. Whether you're looking to ditch chronic dieting, optimize your hormone and gut health, or simply find balance in your wellness journey, you're in the right place. I'm Coach Diana Lee, your no-nonsense guide to transforming your health and mindset for the better. Each episode, I'll dive into topics ranging from nutrition basics to debunking common myths to cutting-edge functional health insights, sometimes featuring guest experts in the space. Get ready to learn, grow, and take actionable steps toward a healthier and happier you. So grab your favorite beverage, kick back, and let's dive in. Before I get into the meat of this episode, I want to make something abundantly clear. For this episode, the goal is to not shit on group fitness classes, okay? I have been working in the group fitness space now for about 10 years. Even as of the day of this recording, I am still working in a group fitness gym as a coach part-time on the side as I run my business, partly because I love it. I love doing it. I love being with people. I love coaching people in person, and I find that there's a lot of benefits to group fitness. But with that said, I've also seen a lot of the pitfalls that come with the group fitness space. I've seen a lot of frustrations, particularly from women who enter a group fitness class and say, I want to get toned, I want to build muscle, I want to get lean, and years later feel like they have made no progress in those goals. Many people are going to sit here and say that you cannot achieve muscle tone in a group fitness space and that you have to do more bodybuilding style workouts. And I just don't agree with that. I've been coaching in group fitness for a decade, but I've also been taking group fitness classes for actually longer than that. And I have been able to build muscle and build tone in that time. And I am going to reveal to you a lot of the tips that I've used personally in my journey and that I've also coached my clients to utilize within their group fitness classes to help them achieve their goals. Let's start off first with programming. If you are navigating the group fitness space, you need to find a gym that is going to deliver you programming that is actually in alignment with the goals that you have. I highly recommend that you find a group fitness program that actually utilizes progressive overload in some capacity. Progressive overload is the act of increasing in weight set over set, week over week to challenge your muscles. Unfortunately, with many group fitness programs, what we see is more of this boot camp style workout where you are showing up and on any given day, you're doing a random series of exercises. But the fact of the matter is, when we're looking at what actually optimally builds muscle, repetition is key. The reason why repetition works in our workouts is because it is something we become familiar with and we learn about our bodies through consistently doing. So if I am back squatting every single week, then I know how much weight I can actually lift in a back squat. Because I know this information, I'm able to know how much I should be increasing my weight by. But when every single day you show up and there is a new exercise and there is no consistent pattern that you can pick up on, it's a lot harder to execute this. So a lot of times what I see in these kinds of group fitness classes is people are constantly picking up the same weight over and over and over again because you know that you can do that weight. So you very rarely actually pick up something heavier. Not to mention, the structure of these workouts often keep you moving much longer than resting. I find resting to be highly underutilized in a group fitness class. Now, resting is just simply not going to be the most efficient way to get a workout in under an hour. It makes it a lot trickier, and people just quite honestly get bored resting. But resting is really critical when it comes to muscle growth. So when we're putting all of these even weightlifting resistance training exercises in the form of an interval style workout where there's absolutely no or little to no rest, then we're going to have a much harder time actually pushing the weight because we're constantly fatiguing just through reps and volume. Again, it's just not the most efficient way to do this. Additionally, when we are evaluating the programming of a particular gym, we might want to look at what kind of movements we are incorporating. A lot of times we see compound movements being incorporated in programming. And an example of this might be a lunging dumbbell curl. So as you step back in a lunge, you also curl dumbbells up. So you're working your upper body biceps while working your lower body. The problem is that there's quite a disparity between what you can actually lift with your lower body versus your upper body, which means that you're likely not efficiently training your legs in those lunges. I would very much prefer that we isolate each exercise. So we work on lunges with a dumbbell weight or barbell weight or what have you that actually challenges the legs, and then bicep curls that actually challenges the upper body. These compound movements, while they might be efficient, especially in spaces where we're trying to get a workout in under an hour, they are not necessarily optimized for muscle growth. So if there's anything that you're going to take away from this, some things that you should look for in your group fitness programming if you're looking to build muscle is going to be, do we focus on the basic exercises? Things like squat, hinge, push, pull, basic exercises that isolate specific muscles and don't necessarily always cater to total body exercises. Compound movements can be incorporated sometimes, but should not be incorporated all of the times. Ask yourself, are we constantly training in more of an interval style fashion, or are we hitting things in more of a sets and reps style fashion? Are we using progressive overload in any kind of capacity? Are you going to see these exercises on a consistent basis in a way that you can actually progress week over week and track your progressions? These are a few of the things that I recommend looking for when it comes to programming. Also look for places that emphasize rest as being something that is actually important. So when it comes to strength training, you want to find a program that encourages you to rest between your sets so that way you can maximize your lifts every single time that you do them. This also brings me into my next point, which is going to be how you navigate the program. Because the honest truth is that you can find a gym that has really great programming that actually programs in a way that is optimal for building strength and building muscle. But if you underutilize that program, then you're not going to get the most out of it. The first one that I'm going to bring up, because I just touched upon it, is rest. I coach about rest all the time in a group fitness space. So I see this issue a lot, and that is many individuals do not take my advice and they do not rest between their sets. A lot of people do show up to these workout classes and they have this mindset of, I really want to get a good sweat. I just want to get my heart rate up. I want to feel like I got a good workout. They feel very uncomfortable resting because the honest truth is it's kind of boring to do so. And so as a result, they just repetitively do exercises and they do not rest in between their sets. So you can find a gym that values this, but if you're not actually taking the coach's recommendations, then that is going to hinder your results. Now, how long should you actually be resting between your sets? It really depends. I mean, when we're looking at the science of muscle building and whatnot, there's a lot of studies that talk about how resting anywhere from 2 to 3 and upwards of that minutes between sets can actually yield better muscle growth. But the reality is we just do not have that kind of time in a group fitness setting. A lot of times I will ask that people rest anywhere from 30 to 45 seconds between their sets. Sometimes I tell them that if your heart rate goes up, wait until your heart rate goes down and you feel recovered before you hit your next set. Or if you're doing a series of exercises in more of a superset fashion, so you're doing, maybe an upper body exercise, a lower body exercise, and a core exercise, maybe you rest at the end of each full set before you go up to the next one. Another thing that I see people not optimizing with programming is, again, pushing yourself with weights. There's a few ways to do this that I coach my clients on all the time. So the first is, if your gym is utilizing progressive overload, you need to start tracking your weights. You need to be able to have data to reference in order to know what you're doing next. If your gym doesn't have an app or anything that enables you to track your weights, it can be as simple as having a notepad on your phone or having a notebook, pen to paper, whatever you prefer. Just utilize some kind of system so that way you're actually tracking your progress over time and you know how to push yourself. Another way to do this, especially if you're repeating exercises in a sets and reps format, is start with lighter or moderate weight for your first set, something that's challenging but you can get through. Now, if you get through that full set without too much fatigue or without your form breaking down, then the next time you do that exercise, I want you to increase weight. And you're going to continue to do this until you reach a point where you're like, hey, if I go up in weight, I am going to lose form and technique, or I'm not going to be able to complete the total number of reps. And the honest feedback I'm going to give you right now is sometimes we need to fail in order to figure out where our limits are. Stop playing it so safe. Again, like form and technique above all else. If we're like, no, my form will absolutely break down if I go any heavier, then do not go heavier. We don't need to ego lift. But if things are moving very well and safely, and you're just like, ooh, I don't know if I'm going to fail, do it anyway. Figure out if you do fail. Sometimes you will surprise yourself and you won't fail, and you'll realize that you can actually set the bar much higher for yourself than you thought. Other times you will fail and you'll be like, okay, well, now I know what to strive for. The last thing about how you navigate the program that I'm going to bring up is going to be you need to show up with intention. I understand that the appeal of group fitness is to show up, have your workout programmed for you. You don't have to think about it. Have someone guide you through the workout, and you can pretty much just do it and execute it and hopefully get the results that you're aiming for. But you cannot be passive in this journey if you are expecting to build muscle. You need to show up with the intention of moving with good form and technique, focusing on bracing your core, focusing on what muscles you are using. You don't have to know the names of them, just feel them. If you have no idea what muscles you're supposed to be working, ask your coach. Stop showing up to your classes and just going through the motions just so you can check the box off at the end of the day, because quite frankly, that is not how we get results from the gym. The last piece I'm going to bring up today on how you can make the most of your group fitness programming in order to build muscle and build strength is going to be we need to look outside the gym. I know that I'm focusing right now on group fitness, yes, but again, a lot of times I see people are showing up to the gym expecting results while their habits outside of the gym are a hot mess and a half. And I think a lot of times stepping into the gym is a catalyst for change elsewhere. I've had some people ask me, should I get my nutrition together before I go to the gym, or can I show up to the gym and kind of figure it out afterwards? I don't think that there is a right answer for this. The answer is take action on something. Get started. Don't overthink it. Oh, well, I have to do this first in order to do X, Y, Z. Once you've gotten into the gym and you're in a routine and you're showing up to classes consistently, and now you want to maximize your efforts and your results in the gym, let's start looking at our other habits as well. Obviously, nutrition is going to be number one, and I think this is the one that people turn to the most, but oftentimes it results in crash dieting. Oh, I'm just going to restrict my calories so that way I can lose fat and look really, really lean. Crash dieting is not going to be it. We need to find that balance of nourishing and fueling our body while tackling calorie deficits with responsibility. There are other individuals who think that they just need to lose more weight when in actuality they need to build the muscle, and a calorie deficit is not going to do that. So understanding how to even put yourself in maintenance, how to eat for body recomposition, how to make sure that you're not only getting adequate protein, but also carbohydrates, fats, and fiber in order for you to feel your best, perform your best, and then look your best. Sleep is going to be another factor, making sure that you are supporting muscle growth and recovery. And while I'm not going to get into the weeds too much, but hormone and gut health absolutely plays a part here. So if we've got some dysfunction going on within the body, at some point we are going to need to address this, especially if you expect to build the muscle of your dreams. So in the end, I've provided 3 key things that we need to start really taking action on and look for when it comes to our group fitness style training and how we can maximize it to actually get the results that we're looking for. The first is going to be look at the programming and make sure that the programming is actually designed to help you build muscle through things like progressive overload, isolating specific muscles, and actually teaching you how to challenge your body with a resistance training capacity. The second is going to be actually navigating quality program with intention. And lastly, once we're in the routine with our group fitness program, we need to look outside the gym at other factors that can be impacting our results. Looking at things like nutrition, stress, sleep, gut health, hormone health, the works. Because I work in a group fitness space, a lot of my one-on-one clients do come from the gyms that I work at. And so as a result, many of my clients are doing some form of group fitness. And part of my coaching is that I advise them on how to actually navigate their workouts to get the most out of it. And the advice that I'm dropping here on my podcast is a lot of what I'm telling them. I hope you guys found this episode insightful and helpful, and I hope you found some tidbits that you can take in with you to your next group fitness class, or even help you navigate finding a group fitness class that is best for you. If you guys have questions, or if you want any kind of feedback on a specific style of class of what you're doing and what it entails and whether or not it's helping you achieve your goals, go ahead, shoot me a DM on Instagram at Coach Diana Lee, or even shoot me an email at coachdianalee@gmail.com. And I would be happy to talk to you a little bit more about how you can actually achieve these goals. And if group fitness is not necessarily cutting it for you, I do have a few training options available within my coaching. One of them is a subscription-based program to my Train with Confidence programming. It is 4 days a week, 1 hour session. It comes with a warm-up, a cool down, 2 primary lifts that you do focus on progressive overload with, and then alternating between additional hypertrophy or accessory work and conditioning. So you do build muscle, build strength, but also cardio capacity. Additionally, for my one-on-one clients, I offer custom programming as an add-on to their program as well, so that way I can guide them through their muscle building journeys on a more intimate level. That's a wrap for today, and I will catch you next time. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Anti-Macro Podcast. I hope you found today's insights valuable and actionable for your own wellness journey. Remember, true transformation comes from consistent, intentional steps forward. If you enjoyed today's episode and want to stay updated on all things health and fitness, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a new episode. I release fresh content bi-weekly every Wednesday to keep you inspired and informed. And hey, if you loved what you heard, I'd be thrilled if you could take a moment to share this podcast with a friend or family member who might benefit from it. By sharing it with others, you're helping them on their wellness journey too. Keep striving for progress, not perfection, and I'll catch you next time.